Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Quiver podcast. 8 and 0, number one in the standings. It's a little bit weird being a LaSalle fan, 8-0. If you're purely a basketball fan, it's a little bit weird. But if you're a volleyball fan, you could get used to this. It's been happening a lot over the last few years. The dominance of the Lady Spikers, fantastic performance against the Adamson. Against Adamson. Today it's just me and Brian. So say hi, Brian. Yun.
Hi
So
everyone.
yeah. So tonight it's just both of us. Today it's just the both of us, and we'll want to talk about the game against Adamson, of course. And I think there's a lot of things to say about the game, and it's the one game ng first round na medyo kinabahan tayo but it went all the way to 5 sets back in the first round. So we of course we'd expect it to be something like that again, and it almost did actually. Fourth set. What can you say about that, Brian? Siguro before we go to some of the questions, some of the comments our viewers had, I want to go straight to the fourth set. I don't even recall how big the run was. I think someone said 8-0 run, something like that. I kind of just
Mali siguro yung 8-0 kasi
oo,
naka-score yung
parang
Adamson. Pero
yeah, I
may
think it
video
was
yung One Sports, parang 7-2 yun kasi we were down 21-18. Adamson yung
correct,
nagsa-serve,
correct.
so kaka-score lang nila. So from
Oo.
there, we won 25-23. So 7-2 from that
Oo.
period at least.
No, but
Pero
even
meron pang
before,
mini run before. Yeah,
yeah,
meron
even
pang
before
mini
that,
run
I think
before.
we were like 18 and 14 or so, 18 and 12, something like
Yeah,
that.
parang ganun. Oo.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember the exact score, but something along that lines, along those lines. What can you say about that, Brian? Were you expecting it to go to the fifth set already, or ano? Like, de
Well,
kaya pa to.
nung nag-18-21 at least. I think, binibida ni Willie kasi sakto lang din yung timing ko si GC noon eh. Sinabi ko na blocking has to come alive. And it did, diba? Parang, kasi nga, sinabi rin ni Coach Noel after the press con, yung game after,
Oo.
press con after the game na, yung blocking nila biglang nawala eh. Parang, alam mo yun, LaSalle has been known as a blocking team. Binabanggit natin yun throughout our episodes in the volleyball season na puhunan siya ng points. And then, throughout the game actually, if bibilangin na yung blocks, mas madaming blocks yung Adamson. But I guess they made our blocks more timely and yun yung naging foundation. And I said, the reason I said that is that ayaw natin na maging palitan yung points eh. Kasi kung palitan lang yun, 18-21, it will go to a fifth set, diba? Kasi Adamson can afford that luxury, 3-point buffer sila. So sabi ko,
Oo.
for them not to score, and dalawa kasing source of points natin nung game na to eh. Their errors and yung blocks which came at the right time. Kasi attacks, parang medyo pantay lang eh. Parang 2 points difference per set. Parang ganun eh. But
Yeah.
yung misses, yung blocks, and yung errors yung talagang nag-spell ng difference. I will mention more on the errors later. But yun, I think for me, di na naging erratic yung Adamson masyado nung dulo. Which was a credit to them. But then something had to um, change for Lasal. And yung blocking yun for me kasi, di ba, Provido, Lapot, Del Castillo stepping it up there. So parang kahit hindi sila yung makakuha ng touch, just their presence alone is enough. But then pivotal touches nga for both of Provido and Lapot if I remember. So yeah, talagang dun mo makikita na they really had to dig deep kahit tumalon sila. I mean, in metaphorical sense. I find that encouraging for the team being put in a tough position like this.
Okay. I looked at the video and it was 11-16 actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
14-7. Parang
yeah,
ganun.
yeah.
2-1 ratio.
So yeah, it's insane. It's pretty good, right? And alam mo yun, I think I've always had this point of view kasi when I watch volleyball na, hey, if we score 2 points for every 1 point we score, we can probably like theoretically at least, right? Um, make a game out of it. And that's kind of where I was already no time na yun. And parang, sige, let's just try to go for two for one possession. 2-for-1 possession pala, 2-for-1 the entire time. And hopefully that we would make it. But um yeah, I was in a event yesterday while that was ongoing, and I was watching it on the Filipinas live app, and my gosh, like yung talagang celebration na, had to be a little bit of a muted celebration to come back. And, these girls talaga really show the heart of a champion, the Lasallian spirit, and what a performance from them to to go. And look, the last three games of the Lady Spikers have not been easy. Talking about Adamson, and now we're playing UST also again on Wednesday. These are tough, 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 tough
Yeah.
opponents, right? Especially UST. Although we'll talk about UST a little bit more later, right? But for now, let's focus more on the Adamson game first. So, Brian, maybe you can start. Like, a couple of our fans sent us a couple of messages. Maybe you can start by reading that. And we'll talk about it as we go along. I think that's a good way to start this.
Sure. Let's start with Alpongol's entry to our IG story. Yesterday after the game, I posted it sa socials natin, Quiver Podcast PH. Follow us on Instagram if you haven't yet. Sabi niya, better than their first meeting with Adamson. Fourth down big, but they overcome it. And yun na nga yung tinanong mo eh. Siguro just to add to what he said, yung pamatay talaga natin was Angel Canino coming to Lefe. And I looked at that video again, uploaded by One Sports, emphasizing that window that Lasal took the game with. Ang ganda rin ng balasa ni Ashana Nunag eh. She first went to, actually, it was first Provido, and then dalawang blocks, and that after that, Amy stayed serving, tapos Returta contributing parang off the block ata. Then Angel, and then another Lilay. May tip in si Lilay na parang siyang broken play. Pero tingin ko within the set kasi hindi lang siguro ganun ka-excellent yung set ni Nunag, but sinadya niya na kay Lilay pumunta. And then the last one, of course, yung nire-replay sa mga socials ngayon, sa Reels, yung match winning point ni Angel kanino. So, na off the block din. So parang sabi ko, syempre, dun makikita na may bias siya na kanino or kay Laput, whoever is hot. And Angel was hot in that game. So, understandably, hanapin talaga siya ni Nunag. But, hindi siya yung tulad dati na dahil wala masyadong offensive balance, pupunta ka lang kay Angel or kay Chev lang. Ngayon, parang dun sa sequence na yun, makikita mo na Adamson will scramble who they will guard. Kasi kung tututok lang sila kay Angel, merong Amy or may Chev or even Shane, even Lilay, diba, can contribute. So that's really an epitome of the progress of how the team balance, cohesion, and the determination of the Lady Spikers as a collective to keep that winning streak intact. Syempre, diba, ayaw naman natin sabihin na, okay lang matalo at this point of the season. Kasi if kaya mo pa rin naman manalo, you'll take that than a loss. But yeah, that's really what I gathered from that moment.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I think we talked about extensively that big run in the fourth set to win the game. And Provido really came alive in the fourth set. I think she scored 9 points in the fourth set. Incredible performance from Amy Provido.
Grabe, no?
And
9 points.
yeah, my dad actually asked me, like, bakit hindi si Provido yung player of the game? Bakit si Canino? Yeah, and obviously, like, Angel scored a lot more points. Not a lot, like 2-3 more points than Canino. But she was also being targeted kasi on the serve. So by being targeted, she had like 12 excellent service, something like that. So again,
receptions and digs.
Yeah, 12 excellent receptions. So yun, again, it's more than the blocks, but ultimately, like, the game-winning point. Okay, Brian, who's next?
Si Francis, suki natin to whether it on socials or YouTube. Thank you for following us. Sabi niya, bit of an off night for Chevy pero babawi yan. Of course, Shavana Lapot in the round 1 meeting had her career high 26 against Adamson. So, di naman kagulat-gulat na pinagandaan siya ng Adamson. Kasi 'di ba, a repeat performance, kahit manalo Adamson, baka they wouldn't take that as a sign of progress. So, and also Shavana, she's also human. She's not gonna score 20 every time or she's not gonna produce, but still she came up. Yun nga, binanggit ko din, diba? Everyone had their moments. Actually, even si Laika, if I will go there, Laika De Leon provided that crucial dig that set up that Angel Canino match-winning point, diba? So, talagang tama sila when they say that they cannot take sole credit kasi makikita mo if you watch the game, parang everyone's involved and everyone's trying to make the setup be functional or efficient as possible. And yun nga, Shavana Laput not being in her at her best. Parang luxury pa sa atin yun, no? Kasi 'di ba, let's say maybe last season or the season before, pag di na gumagawa si Shavana, parang hirap na tayo manalo kasi 'di ba, magiging all angel na yun. The middles are not as active and si na Shane are not as high pa in terms of confidence and pag nabasa na sila parang alanganin na. But now talagang it rubs off and I guess may luxury din tayo if Angel suddenly has that off game. Who knows, maybe on Wednesday against UST, that could be the case. But ang maganda is if someone steps up pa rin naman. It doesn't have to be Angel all the time, doesn't have to be Chev all the time, doesn't have to be Amy all the time, etc. Uh, maganda is may balance and that's really our strength now. Parang alam mo yung Golden State, medyo cliche, but strength in numbers and the depth it really shines.
No, I don't want to go any further. Just say, look, the Green Archers last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for like they were the ones that parang okay, sige, like if Pakalalag, Boris, and the rest of the team is on point.
Si Doy,
Then
Dunga.
Doy, si EJ, yun would be good. So we're seeing it with this team. So it's good that we're seeing it with this team as well. And it's especially good because I think one of the harder things coming into like as the season progresses talaga is whoever peaks at the right time so hopefully more players will come in and really contribute and we're seeing it we're slowly seeing it.
Definitely.
Who's next, Brian? Who's next?
Yeah, sure. Meron pa tayo. Siguro this one from uh Dix Yang. Angel and Amy carried this game that Ramil de Jesus time up in fourth set spelled the win for the LSU. And yes, we are crediting the players rightfully kasi diba sila yung nag-execute ng performance. But grabe din talaga yung timing ni Coach Ramil. It's not the first time we said it in this podcast. Mabalikan nyo ng mga tao. And it's even before podcast, even before Green fans. Lahat naman ng volleyball fans talagang high praise kay Coach Ramil kasi grabe yung volleyball IQ niya. It really shows pag nanonood ka. Alam mo yun, parang he knows what to do. Of course, he won't get things right 100% of the time, but he gives his team the best chance to make a change or have an impact, diba? And yun nga, yung timeouts niya, hindi na kailangan very tactical It's more of reminding his players to stay focused, to think, to shake off yung mga indecisions or overthinking. Usually, kausap niya dyan si Nunag tungkol sa setting, parang ina-advise niya na don't force or don't forget these people, ganyan, etc. So, for this to be mentioned, talagang part siya ng Lasal volleyball fabric and yeah, invaluable siya Tingin ko, even with the talented set of players, if you don't have a coach who can manage it the way Coach Ramil does, then I don't know how far that can go. Parang ganun. Alam mo yun, parang sa mga pino-follow natin yung sports, di ba? Basketball, football. In general, parang your coach will help set the direction of whatever talent you have. Kasi di ba, two-way siya Of course, coaches need talents, but at the same time, talents need coaches.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. And like coming into the season, a lot of there's rumors within the community, and not just community, even in the broader volleyball sphere. And even though even though kami like as the Quiver team is like primarily like we're fans of basketball, but for us to hear about things about Coach Ramil, even kami napapa teka lang what's going on here, and and even and the great thing about this is like I'm actually not exactly sure how long he's been with LaSalle, and it's either 29 or 30, one of those two numbers, but for him to be that long and to reinvent himself over and over again and to reinvent the way this team is and to go 8-0, capping off with a championship is really going to be like a big feat for him. Like, absolutely phenomenal. Right up there with a lot of the things he's done. Maybe not as dramatic as some of his other championships, but it might be one of the more meaningful ones.
Yeah. Especially, 'di ba, ang dami na halos lahat na ata ng peak ng mga schools in the UAP naabutan ni Coach Ramil, eh. Parang that's a testament to his longevity and success. Parang it's Lethal versus anyone of the next best
Oo.
thing. Gano'n talaga. Kaya kung lumakas bigla UP or ito Adamson and even UE, malay mo baka maabutan niya 'pag biglang nag-peak yung UE, who knows? But grabe. And siguro the last from our fans is from Jan Prado, sabi niya. Another hard-fought victory, but they really need to study their errors more seriously. If I will just echo a bit of that or maybe tweak that a bit. Syempre, kailangan din natin banggitin na sinuwata tayo ng third set kasi yeah, it ended close, 25-23. But there was a moment that LaSalle was up big. And what set this set apart from the rest is that Adamson had 13 errors in that set alone, meaning kalahati ng score ng Lady Spikers nun came from Adamson 3 points, whether attacking errors, service errors, and all that. And it was a bizarre set to watch. Parang, alam mo yun, LaSalle didn't have to do much. And I guess that's a lesson to all the six other teams when facing LaSalle. When you know you can beat them, don't give I mean them being the Lady Spikers, don't give them 3 points kasi Adamson will definitely rue those 13 errors kasi sabi nga 13 errors ang Adamson, 3 errors tayo, and maybe if Adamson just had 8 errors, they lost that set by 2. Meaning, 'di ba? Pag ganun, that swing. Kahit nga 1 error less lang 'di ba? 24
Mm.
all. Who knows how that set could have ended. So they would really revisit that from the Adamson side, of course. Sa Lasal side, syempre meron din errors more on digging faults. I think there was a point na dinisplay yun sa screens na we had 10 more digging faults than Adamson, and meron din sila mga service aces and all that. At saka yung mga palo ni Corby and Natura, and even Aseo, loaded din eh. So parang put a lot of strain into our floor defense, not which is known to be perhaps our Waterloo sa team. Parang 'di ba, net defense has been the calling card. The floor defense hasn't always been as highly regarded as the net defense, and yun yung manifestation nun. And sa akin, ito yung mga bagay na alam natin na hindi pa nagtitik yung Lasal eh. Kasi they're not playing 100% volleyball. They're not even probably going to be satisfied by their performances. 'Di ba? So, for me, it's really, one step pa rin. Alam ko 8-0 looks good, especially now that we are at least 3 games, 2.5 games ahead of everyone else after what happened the rest of the weekend. Still, that's not a sign na champion ka, diba? I think what I like from this team is that while they are learning, they are also giving themselves the best chance to succeed. And that's what I would like to take from this. And I would also like to take this chance to wish Adamson well, sana ma-sweep niya na yung remaining games of the second round. Kasi some of the comments I see online, parang gusto rin nila makita tong Lasal Adamson matchup in the playoffs. Parang ayaw nila na ito na yung last meeting between the two. Do you share that same sentiment o baliktad?
No,
Baka ayaw
no,
mo na yung
no,
Adamson.
no,
Baka
no,
ayaw mo na yung Adamson kasi baka delikado na
no,
tayo sa kanila.
no. So, yeah, you know what? Okay, like I get a lot of heat about with this point of view, ha. But my point of view, kasi, is always yes, it's nice to watch it from a sporting angle, but ultimately, kasi the goal of any sporting endeavor for me, is a
Mhm.
championship, and you put yourself in the best position to win a championship. And for me, that's two things, right? Number one, if you're in the best position for a championship, you're number one in the standings. You play number four.
Mhm.
We should never ever be in the business of picking who that number four is. Like, doon lumalabas lahat ng karma and all these things,
Mhm.
eh. Like, that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is, if you're 2 and 3, if you know you're kind of tied already and you're pretty sure that you're gonna end up in second or third place, and it's like a virtual best of three already for whatever reason, and pipili ka pa rin ng kalaban mo, like, yun talaga recipe for karma yun, eh. And we've seen this happen so many times, in at least on the basketball side. So I like, as far as I'm concerned, LaSalle just has to win all their games, including whoever they win in the final four, and I will not pick who we're playing against in the finals, diba?
Well, currently, the step ladder is still on the cards. Currently.
Uh,
So,
currently.
yeah.
Uh,
And one team who's planning to stop that is UST, of course. Quietly on a three-game winning streak. The three wins came from UP, FEU, and Ateneo.
uh,
And of course, they can only beat what's in front of them, but maybe some fans would say two of those games are certainly winnable, while the FEU game was perhaps the most impressive win so far this season. Ikaw, Gio, sige, ako ang magtatanong. How are you of you, how are you of this UST team, especially on Wednesday, Araneta, at
yeah,
the very kind time of 1 p.m. Hindi siya main game. Baka lang kung yung mga fans natin pumunta 3 p.m., baka Adamson na yun. Natin na yung mapanood nila. So, surprisingly enough, it's 1 p.m.
I'll tell you a story about that. A rather embarrassing story, actually, is earlier today. My dad asked me, "Gio, may game ba yung Lasal on Wednesday?" Sabi ko, parang wala yata. And he searched. De, Gio, meron. UST kalaban. Ah, talaga? 1 o'clock. Ah, talaga? So,
Diba?
so alam mo yun, yung double gulat factor na parang, what, really? Okay, for the record, I am wary of all the teams. It's been, I've watched volleyball long enough, longer than most people actually. Actually, what a lot of people don't know is maybe since 2009, 2010, I've been taking pictures of the volleyball, of volleyball. It's one of the I've been taking pictures of volleyball longer than basketball actually, and it's one of those sports na, and you cannot rest on your laurels talaga in the UAAP. I am wary of every single team, most especially UST. UST's out for blood. They're not a team that has the record right now. I've always been afraid of them, and we still need to bring up our A game against UST. Okay, and we cannot underestimate that team by any means. And for what it's worth, we really need to bring our best and hopefully perform. And hopefully, buti nga, Shavana had an off day and we pulled out with a win. Like, it would be great if the entire team is on point. But even if not, we have the tools necessary now to beat them. And of course, we already beat USC 3-0 in the first round, which I think it surprised the entire community. Absolutely
Mhm.
surprised the entire community.
Both
Diba?
communities, ano? Parang
Oh, good
even
communities.
UST would have accepted easier kung 3-1 or 3-2. But
Correct.
3-0 was a statement.
So yeah, look, we're 8-0. Everybody wants our blood. That's the reality of it all. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're 14-0. What matters is who wins the championship, right? Like,
Mhm.
we remember UE 2007 because sila yung 14-0 na natalo sa championship. That
Mhm.
again, that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to win a championship.
Tama. I
Oh,
agree. And I am with you. If there is one team that can beat Lasal on any day, regardless of whoever's on the court,
it's
it's
UST.
definitely UST for me. No
Uh,
disrespect to other programs, pero iba kasi talaga yung magnitude ng Lasal UST matchups. I guess we can equate this to the Lasal Ateneo of volleyball. Of course, not of recent time kasi diba, the past decade, Ateneo became more prominent than UST. But if we would go way back, Lasal UST yung parang may pull alongside FEU UST perhaps. So, ito yung mga classic rivalries and like what we say, tapon lahat din in any rivalry match. Parang
yeah,
tapon lahat ng stats. Let's forget what the 3-0 was, how it happened, because the mindset here is that what happened in Feb doesn't won't mean it would happen in March or
yeah,
April, diba? Diba?
yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
And UST being a program that they are, many talents, many experienced players there, nakaabot ng finals, diba? They know what to do. Siguro, what I'm wary of the most is that the confidence level. We probably faced them too early in round one na tipong they came from a loss to NU to start the season and then they lost to us, diba? But now they're finally building on that confidence from the three-game winning streak that they have. And sasabihin nga ng mga tao na pwedeng mahina yung kalaban nila, but they can only beat what is in front of them, diba? And they've done that quite convincingly. I think they only dropped one set, which was the first set against UP in that three games league. So parang to me, Lasal should treat this as another test, definitely. And I'm sure the players, the way they spoke after the press conference, they know that, like what you said, they are aware of that being hunted right now. And nasasagot na yung tanong natin ng preseason eh. Are we hunters or are we being hunted? Definitely, it's the latter. We can see that. That's clear for everyone to see.
I have a question for you though, Brian, and maybe this is a good
Mm-hmm.
question also for the entire community to ponder on. Is when I wanna relay this a little bit to basketball. Now in basketball, LaSalle is known for having really bad free throws, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the worst free throws, shooting whatever, but they shoot really well in practice. Now, is it the same for errors in volleyball? Question mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in my mind kasi is that unlike free throws kasi, all teams make errors eh. It's probably the nature of the amateur game.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with us with that. It is what it is. But it might also be too simplistic to say, yeah, kung nabawasan yung errors, edi panalo tayo. But in my mind is that kung nabawasan yung errors, edi we're always gonna win. Alam mo yun? So I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
it's too simplistic for me to think about it that way.
Mm, how do I see this? Kasi, okay, lately, because of my girlfriend then, I've been following more of the tennis. Not just because of Alex, she really got into watching the tennis. And regarding service or attacks, nakita ko din yung difference ng free throws and errors. Kasi 'di ba sa volleyball and other racket sports like badminton, tennis, it's very arbitrary. If you make an error, it's already a point to an opponent.
Mm-mm.
Uh, and nakikita ko with either going for down the line attacks or yung service na lalagpas saglit. May parang high risk, high reward. That's what they call it. Risk
Mm-mm.
aptitude na you try to go for the tough spot because usually that's unreachable. Parang kasi siguro parang ako, we're both football fans. Siguro para ako ma-equate siya pag striker ka na mahilig kang mag-aim ng top corner and you
Yeah.
end up shooting a lot in rows end. But the good thing about football is that pag na-miss mo yung chance mo, hindi siya goal ng kalaban. Like, it's the score stays the same. But in volleyball, in tennis, badminton, etc., it's magnitude, it's height, parang na-magnify siya kasi nga point na bigla nila instead of score staying level. And
Yeah.
siguro
Yeah.
yun, I will make them even look good yung UAP players kasi even when I watch the VNL ng men's when they're in town, even sila nagkaka-service errors or attack errors. So I guess it's really the nature of the sport na the fortune favors the brave and sometimes it just
Yeah.
doesn't go your way. That's how
Yeah.
I
Like,
see it.
yeah, and you bring up a good point there, Brian, right? Like, if every time our players will try to aim for the center, aim for a safe spot, hindi malamang masisave yun eh. But the part
Mm-hmm.
which we enjoy the most are those where they tread the fine line between a shot that would be about to go out or right inside. I remember Nitura had a shot yesterday na I think everyone was impressed. She hits the
Mm-hmm.
ball and it goes straight, it curves a little bit and then
Uh,
stays right inside. Diba?
Yun nga eh. So let
Like,
go yata ni Eka if I remember correctly, something like that.
parang hindi siya sure kung i-let go niya o hindi, eh, 'di ba? Like
Ah,
I don't like you're right eh. That could have gone outside and be an error on the side of Adamson, but if it stays inside, it's on us. And you're right. I like that analogy. Na para pag racket sports, basically, if you need to take that risk so that you win. There's a quote I forget which sport it was, but it talks about like really taking those risks, which determines the good from the great, and really and all those fine margins. And speaking
mhm,
of risks, right? Like if I want to talk about like we have a couple of friends who tried to play a big risk and start a Filipino-owned watch brand called Ibarra. And what a great risk it was. It's fantastic watches, well made, great precision. great precision, great timing, and they're also Lasallians, and they are our sponsor. So of course, thank you to Ibarra Manila for sponsoring the Quiver podcast, and um, we're very proud to we're very proud to be sponsored by them because they make a great timepiece, like really great timepiece, and they're available,
Sobra.
and they have a Trofeo green one with the Green Archer logo that's exclusively in the DLSAA, sorry, that's exclusively there, and every purchase also helps a scholar in the LSU with the scholarship fund as well.
Yeah. Noble
So thank
cause.
you. So thank you, and of course, if you also want to see their watches elsewhere, they're available in other places as well. Cultura, they're available there. So check them out, Ibarra Manila. And also please follow them. Follow them also on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. So let's just touch on the men's then. Of course, we have to give them their flowers. 4 straight wins. Beating Adamson in 4 sets. When I watched this game, dalawa dito went to extras. So it was a tough game for them. But before you mentioned Ibarra, when we were on the errors topic, and I think that's where LaSalle was in the first round. They found themselves in a 0-4 hole because a lot of their attacks weren't efficient, leading to errors or easy enough for opponents to recycle into difficult returns for us. So I think because of that winning streak, they're now finding their feet 4 straight. UE Adamson, NU, of course, the big fish there, and Adamson again, and then UST, a team that was poised to finish third, barring any upsets, just had an upset against Ateneo over the weekend. And now, if they can't avoid another quote unquote upset against LaSalle, funnily enough, tabla na tayo sa UST. And from staring at the last place barrel into getting yourself in a third position logjam with Ateneo, probably, that's interesting to me. And especially with what's happening now, sure na may Final Four sa men's because FU lost to NU. So, like what, naalala ko lang yung sinabi mo, Gio, and I put this on a reel din sa IG natin, di ba? Parang, the Green Spikers are truly in control of their destiny and they are slowly finding their rhythm, finding their attacks. Is it better for them to come into this position na parang nothing to lose? Because I think on Wednesday, 9 a.m. being the first game of the doubleheader, 9 AM, yun, opportunity. Parang yung takot natin sa UST sa women's, baka ganito din yung pagkatakot ng UST sa Lasal sa men's.
Mhm.
Do you think that's better for Lasal na they seem to be playing with less pressure now? Kasi baka na may pressure sila coming to the season, especially after that good preseason that they had.
Yeah, no, I think there's a little bit of pressure there for sure. Like as the win streak mounts and the closer you get to that final four, I really wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot more pressure coming into the team, right? But that being said, they would be very wary as well. Na parang, okay, whatever is working for us, how we are going to approach this game, that's probably also at the back of their minds, right? Like now they have to start saying, no, let's do this one by one. Let's make sure that we can, that we can handle the team and take it game by game. That will probably be their mentality right now, and I'm also sure that's also the mentality of the Lady Spikers. Um, it's hard because it's a 14 game season in the UAAP, right? And every game matters, no matter what you say, every game matters. So they'll just have to do their best at this point in time, for the lack of a better term.
Yeah,
And
in short,
hopefully,
walang game na ini-email.
oh,
Walang game na
oh,
ini-email.
oh, oh. I mean, I know we joked about that nung Ateneo game ha, yung first round na sana we saw that comment na i-email na lang yung result. And alam mo yon, like na medyo na-humble pie din tayo kasi we dropped our first set against Ateneo, di ba? So again,
Yeah.
like like I said earlier, like we cannot take any team for granted talaga.
So yeah, wishing the Green and Lady Spaggers the best of luck in this upcoming duel with UST. Never easy for either, and exciting for us as fans. That's a midweek. Stay
Uh,
tuned. Definitely we'll have to do a show. Figure it out kung paano, but stay tuned for that. quick rundown. First, i-acknowledge ko lang because last time Gio and I recorded an episode. Yun nga, may mga nag-comment sa atin sa episode na, ano lang, friendly reminder. Seasons 74 and 76 were 14-0 seasons that ended in contrasting fashion. So nakalimutan ko yung season 74 sweep nga pala yun. Natalo lang tayo sa Ateneo nung game 1 or game 2 ng final, something like that. But we won that season, definitely. Yung final season ata ni Chakrul, if I'm not mistaken. Or
I'm blaming
parang
I'm blaming Wikipedia for this, guys. Sorry, Season 74 Wikipedia. Okay. I'm gonna blame Wikipedia for this, okay? It's probably, alam mo yun, like, we talk about, I mean, okay, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's our fault. We don't really remember it that much. But when we're talking kasi here on the podcast, it's hard for us to talk and at the same time look at the standings. So I'm just gonna do, and I think the problem is kasi the standings, the first standings you see are the men's. So I have to scroll all the way down. So you're right, season 74, nag 14-0 nga yung DLSU. That's correct.
And this is an interesting series kasi season 74 and 76, while we are here, banggitin na natin. Kaya hindi pa tayo nagpanic nung natalo ng game 1 kasi that rule na you have to win 3 times pag kalaban mo yung team na nakasweep was still in place. So the first time, we were able to defend that. The second time, unfortunately, Ateneo figured out that riddle. But yun, I guess that's what makes the rivalry epic in that sense. So yun yung seasons na nag 14-0 in recent times. I think meron pa before, but ito yung dalawa na nagsa-stand out dun sa comments. So bakit ko lang. Of course, other UAP results, LaSalle Baseball won against Ateneo. Always a good day when we beat Ateneo. 18-15. Grabing score pang American football. Pero baseball yung nilaro na lang. LaSalle softball lost to UST. The men's tennis finished 5th. The women's tennis finished 4th. Zobel is in the final 4. They will face defending champions UST there. And that's then natalo yung Zobel sa tennis final for the UE. So that's the latest in other areas of the UAP.
And I think, quick shout out also to Mako Davao, who was officially part of the elite team. Patrice is a friend. She showed up twice already. With Babs, watch those episodes. Those are cool episodes, by the way.
Maybe third time with Mako, di ba? Who knows?
Kung mag-announce ka na pupunta kang DLSU, di ba? Pwede naman. We're not saying he's going to LaSalle yet, okay? We're not saying that. We're just giving you guys an idea.
If it happens, then we'll try to make it happen. Ganun lang.
Okay. 74, 75, 76. Actually, interesting nga na season 75, I think LaSalle was at 13-1.
With one loss to
UST, surprisingly. We lost to UST. Yeah, and they did.
May history talaga sila mag-deny ng sweep sa LaSalle. That's why that A. Laura meme, I think when they denied us a sweep nung season 85, di ba? That's something that fans would probably use if we slip, but that remains to be seen. And this is going to be a tough game for LaSalle.
Then, oh man, that was a great time to be alive, no? Actually, hindi ko nga iniisip.
First game, actually. Kaya hindi na nagkaroon pala ng no sweep ng season 75. Sa first game, talo LaSalle.
Talo tayo.
Then diretso na.
We're the same Wikipedia page, Brian, no? So,
exactly.
sa season 74 to 76 kasi, I just remember, sorry again, dito naman yung yabang natin I just remember na nagka-champion tayo like, and this goes back to what we've been talking about earlier. Doesn't matter if you're 14-0 People forget that what matters is if you're champion.
Definitely.
And that's kind of where we are. So, but thank you for correcting us, guys.
And reminding us. Kasi, noon nga, yan yung peak ng yan yung time na nasa college ako, those 3 seasons, exactly. And noong time na yun, parang pag women's volleyball kina-cover mo, parang sa matter of ilang sets, not to be, diba? Not to brag, pero parang ilang sets ng game na to. Ganun. That you said it right. Great time to cover them. This,
Uh,
yeah.
okay. Anything else, Brian? Or are we missing out on anything?
I think that's all. Of course, if gusto lang din malaman ng viewers yung standings kung di pa nila nakikita sa socials, Lasal is 8-0, then 6-3 yung NU and FEU. Of course, FEU beating MU. If that's another result of the weekend, if not the Lasal Adamson one. Then UST is there at just half a game behind, 5-3. Adamson 4-4, and then UP at 4 and 5, and then Ateneo and UE. Unfortunately, somewhere somewhere distant. So yeah, that's the rundown for the women's, and for the men's. It's NU handing FU their first loss, but FU still on top. 8-1, and then NU at 7-2, and then ito na nga yung UST just half a game. Yeah, just one game ahead of Lasal and Ateneo. And at 5-3 tapos 4-4 yung Lasal and Ateneo, and then Adamson and UP I think are in 2 wins. Or UP in 3 wins, Adamson 2 wins, and then UE 1 win. So interesting scenarios there, and no easy games. So yeah, compelling season 88 for us.
Yeah, definitely no easy ones. That's for sure. All right. So I think that's about it for this episode of the Quiver Podcast. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. We'll do our best to give you the latest update for LaSalle Sports, especially for volleyball, and we'll do our best to be better factually correct next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-recall natin lahat.
My brain remembers a lot of basketball. I'll be the first to admit that. I had a funny story kanina nga. Like my mom was my parents asked me when did we celebrate your my lola's 90th birthday. Sabi ko, game 1 yun ng season ng finals ng 2007, yung in and out ni Mark Borboran. Parang napagalitan pa ako ng mom ko. Parang, teka lang, parang naalala mo siya because of the game. Sabi ko, yeah, naalala siya.
Anything that helps, diba? Anything that helps.
What? Sabi ko, what? You guys forgot when it was? I remember when it was.
Spot on.
Exactly.
Right.
So thank you for listening to the Quiver Podcast. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. And as always, Animo Lasal.
Lasal.